everybody, Rose here. I have been working on getting some patterns. Some of them are mine and some of them are, there's not video tutorials on them. And I know why, because they are a little bit of work, but I'm going to try to make it very simple. And we're going to start doing some Christmas in July. I'm going to be giving my clients these Santa faces, so we are definitely going to be doing that. And I've got a list of stuff that we're going to be making. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, but today we're going to do this. Let's see which one shows up good. This is a star stitch stocking, and I love this. It's not beginner friendly, but I think if I go slow enough, you'll be able to do it, because this is classic Rose right here. This is the kind of stuff I wanted to do when I was barely able to turn on my first chain, you know. So I struggled with this as a beginner. So I'm hoping if I break it down, maybe in better instructions, that you'll be able to follow this, because this is really cute and I love the size. So what we're gonna need, your tapestry. This is optional. Stitch marker. Today we are going to do 5.0 millimeter H hook, and of course a pair of scissors. And for today's demonstration, I'm going to use this like sky blue Red Heart Super Saver, and then just some Red Heart Super Saver white. Of course, you can do any color. Go get your supplies and I'll meet you right back here. All right, here we go. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with our slip knot. You can leave whatever tail you'd like. And we're going to chain. We're going to chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13. All right, round 1. We're going to be doing this. We're going to go down one side and then we're going to turn and we're going to go up the other side. So we are going to end up with 24. So in this first loop, we're going to single crochet, and we're going to single crochet all the way down. Okay, there's 2. 3, 4, 11, and in this last one, it's going to be 12. Okay, so still holding on to that last one. Keep your eyes on it. I'm going to fold my tail down, and we're going to do another single crochet in that last stitch. And that'll be 1. And now we're going to be working on the bottom. And the way I look at it is, if you lift it up a little bit, you can see this gap. And then it looks like this little crisscross thing on the top. And that's what I'm going to go into, in that gap there. So this is 2. See, when you stretch it, it looks like an X right there. And that's where I want to go. I want to go underneath that X. I don't know if I finished my sentence, but I'm taking my tail with me. So that is 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll meet you when we get closer down there. And this last one, it kind of can hide just a little bit. And this is 12. So when you hold it like this, it's a little bit easier to see. All right, so this is what we have. 24 single crochets, and this is our last stitch. So let's go ahead and put a stitch marker there before we move on. Okay, and now we're going to slip stitch to that first single crochet. Go ahead and chain one. So there's that last stitch. We will be using this, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and chain up 2 more. So we're going to have a total of chain 3. And now we're going to start the star stitch. So we have a loop on there. In that second chain, try to keep your hands really relaxed. We're going to go in there and we're going to pull up a loop. Go down another chain, go in there and pull up a loop. Now we're actually in the stitch and we're going to go in there. This is where we slip stitched into. I'm going to go in there. There's 3. Not counting that loop yet. 3. And then we're going to, these 2 chains here, these 2 single crochets, I'm going to go in those two as well. So this makes it another one and then into the last one. That is 6 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through, and chain 1. So the star stitch is just like a star. It usually has 5 points. It's going to take us 5, pulling up the loop 5 times to make it. So that's how we're going to count it. We're not going to count this until the end when we have all of them on there. So you go in this chain 1 space. This is the beginning of the repeat for the rest of this round. Go in that chain 1 space, pull it up. You see all these loops here? We're going to go in that last one and pull up a loop. We now have 3 total. Now we're going to go into the line here. On there, pull up a loop. And these 2, go on the next one. I'm going to pull it up. And then one more time. Go into the next single crochet and pull it up. So we have 6 loops. Okay, we're going to yarn over, pull through, and chain 1. So what you're looking at here is we're going to go in that chain 1 space. We just pulled up all those loops. That last loop there will be the second. And then see how this loops are connected into this chain here? That's going to be 3. And then these 2 are separate. They're not attached to this. We're going to go into those as well. That'll be 4 and 5. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's keep on doing it. I'm trying to drive it home of what you're looking at so it'll be easier for you in case my instructions aren't very good. So chain 1 space, go in there. That's 1. I'm not going to count this right now, this loop. So we just did 1 pull up. Go on the side, pull it up. Now we're on the line. I'm going to go in there. That's always going to be 3. And then we have the next single crochet will be 4. And then this last single crochet will be 5. So we did 5. How do you say that? We've pulled up a loop 5 times for a total of 6 loops now. Always want 6. Yarn over, chain 1. All right, let's do some more. Into this chain 1 space. That's 1. Into the side. Into the side, that's 2. Back on the line here. 3 into the next single crochet, 4 into the next single crochet is 5. 6 loops, yarn over, pull through, chain 1, locks it in. So we start having this looking pattern. And keep your eyes on these loop holes here, which is that chain 1 space, because that's how we're going to count them. Let's do another one. Chain 1 space. That's 1 into the side. That's 2. Back on the line. That's 3. Into the next single crochet is 4. Into the next single crochet, that's 5. 6 loops, yarn over, pull through, chain 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're getting close to this turn here. All right, so let's do another one. Into that chain 1 space, pull it up. Into the side, pull it up. Into the line, that's 3. Now we're starting the turn. That's 4. Starting the turn, that's 5. And I got my finger back here. I'm going to push it through so it's bending it down. 6 loops, yarn over, pull through, chain 1. All right, so that is 6 star stitches started. So you should always be right about here when we get to the 6th one. In my early days, I was not landing there, so now we're going to go to number 7. We're going to go in that chain 1 space. There's 1. Into the side is 2. Now, you got to kind of pull this because this is on that turn there. That's 3. And then 2 more. Which will be right here. That is 4. And now we're really turned. This will be 5. Poke your finger, give you some leverage there. There's 3, 6. That's probably the hardest one because we're now going to be bowing it right side out. So we have like a little boat, canoe. But that's the important thing is here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 ends the row. 7 should be right here at the corner. If you're not at 7, when you like do more of them, then something is off here. So make sure you're at 7 right here on the corner. Because we're going to end up with 13 here. And this side won't line out if 7's not here on the corner. All right, so we're going to chain 1 and finish that out. And here we go, number 8. Into that chain 1 space. There's 1. Into the side is 2. Back on the line is 3. Next single crochet is 4. Next single crochet is 5. Pull through, chain 1. All right, so I'm going to let you carry on. That was number 8, and I will meet you back here when we get to like 12, because then it's going to start getting funny down here. So I'll meet you back here in just a minute. Okay, so I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's do the last 2 together because it doesn't look like it's going to fit, but it will. That's our last chain. And then right next to it is actually the slip stitch that joined into to get us to start this first chain 3. Okay, we will be working in that chain 3. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Okay. And here we are, number 12. Into that chain loop, chain 1 space. There's 1 into the side, 2, back on the line, 3. This is where our stitch marker was. That's our last chain. That is 4. And then here is that chain 1, slip stitch, and that's 5. I'm going to yarn over, pull through chain 1. I know, every time I got to this, I was like, I don't get it. But we need it, so here's number 13. Into that chain 1 space, pull up into the side, pull up, back on that line. You can see that line right there. Go in there. Okay, that's 3. Now we're going to start going up that chain 3 that we started with. Okay, that makes 4. Go right next to the next loop. And that's 5. So we have 6 loops. Yarn over and chain 1. Here's that first loop for our first part of our star stitch. When you turn this, you can see a chain right there, right next to it. So we're going to, right next to that hole, that top right there, that's what we're going to slip stitch into. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. Crazy, isn't it? Doesn't seem like it's all going to fit. Now we're going to be cruising along. So, all right, so this is the last tricky part. So we just slip stitched into the top of that. This is our number 13. All we have to do so that this lines out for the rest of this is we need to go forward. We're slip stitching. We're going to slip stitch so that our line starts on this 13th because it's actually the back. So I'm going to go toward me, down into there, and I'm just going to pull it through. So now I'm in that 13th star. And then I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to do a half double crochet in there. Okay, and if you need to, I'm going to, for y'all, that chain 2 counts as a half double crochet. So I'm just going to put my stitch marker there. So we have 2 half double crochets. This is easy now. In each of these holes, we're going to put 2 half double crochets. Okay, for a total of 26. 13 times 2, 26. There's no chaining, nothing. We're just going to yarn over, go right into the next one. There's 1. There's 2. Into the next one. Half double crochet, another half double crochet. Into the next one. Yarn over, 2 half double crochets. Into the next one. And then I will meet you around. You should have 26 half double crochets. Okay, counted. I've got 26, and this looks like there should be something there, but it's just because when we started it, it wants to pull, or for you it'll be this way if you're right-handed. So make sure you just count and you have 26. So I'm going to take out my stitch marker, and I'm going to slip stitch into my first half double crochet, and chain 1. And this is what it's looking like. All right, so let's start another round of star stitches. The half double crochet completes it. So it's like the loopy thing, and then half double crochet makes a star stitch. There's the top of that one, and this first half double crochet is right here. So we should have 2. We did our chain 2, and then we had our half double crochet. So when you look at it, this here is the second half double crochet, and then this chain 2 right here is what we're going to slip stitch into. So just slip stitch into there, and it doesn't matter whether you pull 1 loop, 2 loops, or whatever. I just whatever came through there. Okay, I just want your eyeballs on that first, or that actually the technical second half double crochet. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start our star stitch again. So it's going to be a chain 3. And then in the second chain, pull up a loop, next chain, pull up a loop. Now we're back at the base. That is 3. And then here's that half double crochet, that second one. Need to go in there. That is 4. And then 5. So we should have 6 half double crochets. Yarn over, pull through. It's like these beginning bits are really important, because if you don't start it off right, I've had many fails. I must have just threw them away because I was embarrassed. So in the early day. So here we go. Now we're going to start with a repeat. Go in that chain 1 space, pull up a loop. Go on the side, pull up a loop. Into our line, pull up a loop. Go to the next single crochet, pull up a loop. Go to the next single crochet, pull up a loop. 6 loops. Here we go. So we can probably start moving just a little bit faster. Chain 1 space, 1, side, 2, on the line, 3, next 4, next, got my 6, yarn over, chain 1, into the loop, 1, into the side, 2, into the line, 3, next yarn over, chain 1. So I'm going to let you carry on, and I'll meet you when we get to the last couple. And remember, here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is looking up here on the front. Okay, make sure you're not doing 6 at the peak here. 6 should still be holding over here. Let's do the last couple together. Into that chain 1 space, into the side is 2, into the line is 3, 4, 5, chain 1. Now look at it. Before, 13 was over here, and because we did those half double crochets back, now 13 is going to line up where it should be, right here. So into that chain 1 space, into the side, into the line, next single crochet, and then this is actually the slip stitch to start our initial chain 3. 6 loops, chain 1. And now our boot can lay flat and not be crooked. So as we did before, there's our first hoop. There's the top right there. That's what we're going to slip stitch into. I know, isn't it? It's so pretty. It's like it's easier once you can just do it, but initially learning, it's a little bit of a mess. So now we're going to start forming this part, the boot part. So we slip stitched into that top there. Now we're going to yarn over, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets in this first part of the star stitch. There's 1 and 2. Go to the next one, into that hole, 2 half double crochets, into the next one, 2 half double crochets, do 1 more. We have a total of 8 half double crochets. Now what we're going to do is we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to be going right here, which is directly across from where we left off. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got my thumb ready. Make sure your yarn is nice and tight. Okay, yarn nice and tight. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to go right in there. Outside in. Keep it tight. Yarn over. Okay, still keeping that pretty tight. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to do 1 more. And the reason I do that is that it keeps this from being too gappy. It's not the biggest deal because we can sew it once we sew this, but I found that it's easier for me to keep my half double crochet tight there. So we've skipped those 5 stitches, and now we're going to finish into these last stitches here. 2 half double crochets. 1, 2, 2. So now, instead of 26, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And now we're at the back of the boot. And we're going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet, which is right there. All right, so here we are. And now we're going to start the star stitch again. This will be the last time we have to do it. So there's 1, 2, 3 chains. Into that second chain, I'm going to pull up a loop. The next chain, pull up a loop. Now we're where we slip stitched. Pull up a loop. Next single crochet, pull up a loop. Next single crochet, pull up a loop. We should have 6 loops. Yarn over and pull through, chain 1. Now for our repeating pattern. Into that chain 1 space, into the side, pull up a loop, into the line, pull up a loop, next pull up a loop, next pull up a loop. 6, yarn over, chain 1, and we're just going to carry on with this. So that's 1 loop, 2, 3, 4 loops, 5 loops for a total of 6. And then when we start turning here, so there's 1 into the side, 2, the line, 3. Now we're in the front here. There's 4, and then 5. I'm going to yarn over, pull through. Okay. And then I'm just going to meet you at the end of this row, and we will have 8 star stitches. Hold there. At the top of that, we are going to slip stitch. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. And now we're going to do 2 half double crochets in each of those little circles there. Okay, there's 1, 2, and I'll just meet you at the end of this row. 16 half double crochets. Okay, there's 8. My first 2 half double crochets, and I'm going to slip stitch into that first half double crochet. Chain 1, and now we can fasten off, and I'm just doing my finger length here. So now what we're going to go ahead and do before we do the trim is I'm going to take a piece of yarn about 12 inches, maybe 14, and we're going to sew up that bit right there. So I'm going to just turn it inside out. And there's nothing particular about this. We're just going to sew up that hole. So I'm going to go up a little bit where the hole starts. And I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just picking up 1 loop on each side. And I'm going to just leave a little tail. And I'm just basically going to be doing a whip stitch. So I'm going to bring it back to me. And I'm just pulling 1 loop. I'm not taking 2. Bring it back. And then nothing too tight, just I think 1 more, just here on the corner. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snake under the top of those loops so I can get back to where I joined. And I'm going to do just a square knot. I'm going to tie it little taut, but nothing, I'm not trying to choke the life out of it. I'm just going to do that. And you can either weave that in or do that. Now we can turn it right side out. I used to be worried about, stretching it all out, but to be honest, I like it once it's been stretched out. It actually takes better shape. Okay, so now let's do our trim. Right where I slip stitched into that first half double crochet, I'm just going to pull this through and I'm going to just tie it on. Just one little knot. Now let's get these guys together here. I'm going to go in that where I joined or tied a knot, and I'm going to go through there and I'm going to pull up a loop. So now I have 1 loop on my hook. Then I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm joined. There's other ways, but we're going to just do it this way for today. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each of these half double crochets. And I'm going to take my tails with me. So there's 3, 4, and I believe we should have 16 single crochets at the end of this. And here is 16. And then right into that first single crochet, we are going to do a single crochet. Now, here's the fun part. Now, see those star stitches from a row down? We are going to be doing a long double crochet into those. It's not hard. We'll take it nice and slow. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go all the way down to that hole. You're going to go up in the middle, and you're going to reach for your yarn, and you're going to pull it through, and then pull it up. And then you're going to yarn over and finish your double crochet. Yarn over. And that's it. So I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not going to be worried about, oh, did I get the stitch or anything. We're just eyeballing it. I know my next one's going to be here, so I'm just going to do a single crochet right here. kind of want my single crochet to be a little catty corner. Now I'm going to yarn over another long double crochet into that star stitch, come up the middle, grab your yarn, pull it through, come up a little bit. We're going to yarn over and do a double crochet. Yarn over, double crochet. Okay, here's our next hole. So I'm just going to pick the stitch, but it wouldn't even matter if you went here and did it, okay? Doesn't matter. Single crochet. Now we're going to do a long double crochet again. Yarn over, go in there, pull it up, yarn over two, yarn over two. So it's single crochet, long double crochet, single crochet, long double crochet. And we're going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to do a single crochet, yarn over, down in there, up the middle, grab your yarn, pull it up, yarn over two, yarn over two, single crochet, next stitch. I just love it. I didn't love learning it, but I love it now. And now with that first single crochet, we will just slip stitch. I'm going to chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to slip stitch right back where I chained from. And then I'm going to chain 2. Do my finger, pull that. And that gives us our little hoop. So how did yours turn out? I tried to go as slow as I can. I hope it was okay. And I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. I will get this edited and hopefully get it up to you tonight or tomorrow. And I will just catch you guys next time. Have a great week, you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.